What?
Oh,
And he even brought like,
first.
we're live.
Hey,
Variety for you guys. We are live.
Notification.
In theory. Theoretically.
Got it.
You always get it faster than I do.
Morning Sip, episode 10
Episode
is
10.
live.
Episode 10. There's someone else.
10 episodes.
That's like twice as many as 5.
It's like twice as many as I thought we were going to do.
Have you seen that John? more than that, probably. Have you seen that John Krasinski thing? That's Some Good News that he did. He has like this show that he did, Jim from The Office. But he only made 8 episodes and he stopped. So just saying, guys.
Hey, we're pushing along. What's up, Alyssa?
We have done.
Hey, Paul. Paul, you by yourself, or is there someone else?
Are there multiple shepherds?
Are there more than one? Is there more than one shepherd? Is this a shepherd's thing?
Coffee. Thanks.
So awesome.
Delivered right to us.
Yeah. It's way better than Starbucks.
It's gonna be hard to go back. We're like, open up the coffee shops. I'm like, oh, whatever.
It's like, and I don't even have to ask. Like, she just knows that I want
That's
coffee.
the best.
Like,
Yeah.
that's what I want. Like, once a coffee shop knows when I want coffee and
what I want,
then yeah, that's when they'll have my business forever. What's up, Nicole? Good morning.
I still don't have it.
Hope. Good morning.
Paul says
Paul
something.
She said, just me.
Just Paul. Good to see you, Paul.
How are y'all doing this morning? Did anyone have breakfast? Because I did not. You did?
I did. I had a piece of toast. It's amazing. It was delicious.
Megan said she did not.
Probably nutritious, maybe.
G. Ganson, who was that? Gannon?
There we go. Gannon says something. Gannon says hello. Hello, Gannon.
Hello, friends.
Good
I'm
to
looking
see
at the
you
kids' fruit snacks. Like.
Right? It's usually the things that are quickest and easiest to get that I'm like, that didn't do anything. That didn't sustain me at all.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem, like working at home now. Is like my desk is 20 feet away from the pantry. I was real quick walk by it, but it's never like I don't want to take time to make something.
Right.
It's like, oh, there's
whatever's
a pack of craisins.
Yeah.
That'll sustain me for the next hour. No.
Yeah. So I'm not a hey, so the G stands for Gannon, no doubt. GG, G2, G squared.
What's your middle name, Gannon? If it's a G, that'd be amazing. G cubed.
Oh,
Like G cubed.
like GQ.
That's a
that'd be an awesome nickname. So
Please
yeah,
be like Gabriel or
what's
something.
what's your nickname, Gannon? I'd love to hear it. This is our studio audience. Don't mind them.
They don't know yet.
I eat like a lot of cheese. Like I like cheese kind of like regularly, and so I get the they're like little pre-packaged and they're like little rectangle size, so it's big. And I just have a bunch of them. So like whenever I want something like real quick, I just go in the. But here's the thing. So cheese needs to be refrigerated, right? But I don't necessarily like it cold. And so what I do is I'll grab my wife.
That's a hot take right there.
Yeah, exactly. My wife says the same thing. So I'll grab the cheese out of the refrigerator and I'll put it in my pocket and I just let it sit in there for like, good 15 minutes to get room temperature /
I guess it's not.
It's like pocket warm.
I think pocket temperature is a little bit hotter than room temperature.
Once it gets pocket warm, that's how you know it's good cheese.
I've been doing a lot of string cheese because the kids have a million of those.
Yeah.
Again, it's like, well, I'll just grab one of those. But again, it's like, I want it right out of the fridge cold.
Yeah.
Even if I like, wait a second, like someone calls and it sits there, it's like, oh, it's warm.
It's
I don't want warm cheese.
You need it instantly, or the second that it comes out of the fridge. If not, it's too.
It's a ticking time bomb by that point. Joseph. Gannon's middle name is Joseph.
GJG.
GJG. There's got to be some kind of like built-in nickname there.
Yeah, something cool.
It can work. It's good. It's good initials.
Yeah.
My initials are MDH, which I was never really.
MDH.
What do you do with that?
I mean, MD sounds like you're a doctor.
So yeah. So that's why my Instagram is MD Hammond. I don't think anyone's going to believe that I'm actually a doctor, but it sounds cool. I wanted to do Hammond MD, but someone already had it. That would have been amazing.
Yeah,
You know.
anyone watching you afterwards may have been disappointed.
Right.
If they would have heard Hammond MD. It's like, oh, wow, Michael became a
That guy's a medical doctor, no less. Not even a PhD.
Yeah.
So speaking of Gannon, notice my shirt, Gannon? I'm wearing it right here. This is amazing. So this was given to me by the Ganson, you guys. Really, it was a whole Ganson Uber clan, but specifically Gannon and Zach were here. I opened it and I'm like, hey, there's a spray bottle on it. And they were explaining, because I did in one of my talks going through James, I did the thing of like, our life's a vapor. So I had a spray bottle. I sprayed life's a vapor. And then a couple weeks later, I brought it back. I'm like, remember the vapor? I did it again. And they're like, oh, there it is. So now every time I wear this, I'll remember my study through James. Our life's a vapor. Fantastic shirt. I know.
That's pretty cool.
Mind blowing.
I love the illustration.
In the great shirt. Like, I didn't even know they made spray bottle shirts. But somehow they found one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. That was like the big thing for me this week, was getting a new shirt. That was my highlight, I think. Also, it's pretty hot. I will say that too.
Yeah, welcome to Fresno, my friend.
Yeah, but wasn't it just raining a few weeks ago? And then now it's like 100 and something. I literally went swimming last night at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I was in the garage working, and it was like super hot. I was like drenched because the garage is like 1,000 degrees. I was like, man, it's hot. I'm like, I wonder how cold it is outside. Oh, it's still like 87. No, it was 87 at 10 o'clock. That's like daytime temperature.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And I think that the weather in Fresno is just like, it's just disrespectful. That's
the word. Thank you.
I think it's just disrespectful.
I was trying to find a way to explain
it. Does not care at all. It's like, oh yeah, like it's still spring. It's gonna rain. It's like, psych, 109 degrees.
And then it's like, because it was hot. We had like 100 a little bit ago.
Right.
So we got all like the lawn furniture out, cushions and everything, and then it was like, hey, rain's coming. Oh, man.
But it was like creeping up to 100 though. It was like 99. There was one day where it was like, oh wow, it's 100 degrees.
And I thought that was it, but then it dropped down. It was like cold again.
Right.
And then now it's spiked back, and then I don't know where it goes from there. This is our first time with Fresno summer, so we don't know. We don't know what to expect.
Yeah, it just doesn't care. There's no regard to your concern for plans or how you live your life. It's just going to do what it wants.
That's exactly how it feels. It feels like it doesn't respect me. It just has no regard for what I want to do. At least it's 109 tomorrow. Yeah. So there's something to look forward to, everyone.
Yeah, 109 tomorrow.
Alyssa has volleyball practice in 108 on Thursday. Well.
Yeah, that sand is going to be hot, Alyssa.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, what do you do about that?
Yeah, you literally just hose it down as often. I don't know. Actually, she's out at Shore Break. I've never been out there before, so I don't know. My coach has a sand court in his backyard. And so we would have to just like hose, like he has a water hose like next to the court. So like after every game or every other game, there's two reasons. One, you do it so like the dust doesn't like fly up all in your face. You hose it down to keep the dust down, but also to like, so your feet don't feel like they're stepping on hot lava. Used to play like the floor is lava.
Like real.
As a kid. Like no, the floor is like, the sand is literally lava.
In Fresno, when we play the floor is lava, it's because the floor is lava.
When you play the floor is lava in Fresno, it's because you are training for real life.
That makes sense.
The floor.
That'd be kind of a cool game though. Like if you had the hot sand and had like some patches of grass or something. It's like you're playing or jumping from the patches of grass because you don't want to burn your feet. Kind of barbaric a little bit, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, I was telling someone else that there's been an increase in like people wearing sand socks in beach volleyball. And I don't even know exactly why, because I don't play beach volleyball. But I think it's for a combination of like the sand. I mean, being on the sand all day, it's really rough on like your feet, And the other thing is actually it's hot. So I think that like avoiding blisters and avoiding the sand being super hot is why people wear so they're like specifically designed like socks for like beach volleyball.
Alyssa says they're wearing sand socks. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. Look at this. Learn so much. I feel like when you water it down, wouldn't that change the consistency?
Oh yeah. You can't it literally is just like you spray the top.
Oh, so you don't make it like walk back.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you just a little bit. Because it would turn like to mud.
And like jumping into like dry sand compared to like sand at the beach is wet. Like it's a lot denser and harder, and that does not seem like it would feel as good.
Yeah, no. So you just sprinkle the top a little bit so your feet don't burn.
which is important. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
You need that layer of skin.
Is anyone else bummed out that we're not watching the Olympics like right now? Or I guess it would have been next month, June, but still. I still haven't gone over that. Because beach volleyball always reminds me of the Olympics.
Yeah.
There's like two guys last time around, I forget their names. One was a really tall, bald guy, one was a shorter, not bald guy. And that's as much as I remember them, but they were amazing. They might have gotten gold, maybe. But it was cool to watch. I mean, it's just like beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Intense.
It's super fun sport to watch. And just sports in general. I think that I didn't watch it, so I don't know if anybody else did, but the Phil Mickelson and Peyton Manning did like a celebrity like golf round with Tiger Woods and Tom Brady, and they did it like they were raising like money for charity or whatever. But like I remember hearing somebody talk about it, and they were like, "This is one of like the most watched like sporting events like golf because nobody has anything else to do, right?"
I can't watch golf though.
Oh yeah, no.
You know, it's like I feel like it's boring enough to play. I mean, they're good at it. I'm not good at it, but then to watch it, I can't.
Well, I mean, and this is like 4 people playing. Like usually, if you're watching,
that's true.
Something like they'll cut to all of like the. I mean, can you even use the word exciting pieces? I don't know. I'm not hating on golf. I actually golf. I don't watch it, but I play. So, but so they cut to all of the things that are like actually exciting. So there's always action
Something
going
happening.
on. Yeah. You're watching 4 people play, like that's right, and they're walking. I think I don't know.
Right, like, and now they're gonna walk from hole 9 to 10.
And so I think that they had like Charles Barkley and like some other people were like commentating, and from what I hear, like they were able to like talk to the players as well. So they were like talking trash like to like Tom Brady and stuff like that when he was messing.
And there's my other thing too. So Tom Brady, Charles Barkley, Peyton Manning, these guys that are good at their sport, like the best at their sport. And then they're good at golf too. That's not fair. It shouldn't happen for one. And then 2, how do they have time? How do they have time to be good at 2 things?
Well, Charles Barkley is terrible at golf.
Oh, that's good to know.
He's horrible. And, no disrespect to Tom Brady, but he supposedly didn't have the greatest round either. So, I mean, good enough to be able to play with Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods, I guess. But
he's a celebrity. That might help a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
He was just some guy coming on the street to make money.
Yeah, absolutely not. And so they paired him with like, a guy who's like actually really good at golf with, the regular athlete. I don't know. So it is interesting though.
So both Emily and Nicole mentioned the Olympics. Emily says that her family always watches it together, which is fun. And then Nicole said Winter Olympics. So what do you guys think? What's better, winter or summer?
Ooh.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
I have to say, I think that's a tough one. I was going to say, usually for me it's winter, I think overall. I like the look and feel. I mean, it's wintry, so it's like festive and fun looking, and Cool Runnings is a movie that takes place during the Winter Olympics. So things like that, I'm like, oh, I love that. And then like that whole ski village vibe, like the in-between stuff they do. But we probably watch a lot. Maybe summer's longer, so that's probably why we watch more. Because it goes on for like weeks and weeks and weeks. But even I think my kids enjoyed the Winter Olympics. They're also super young, so they probably remember the last Summer Olympics.
If I was going to go to the Olympics, I feel like I would rather go to the Winter Olympics.
That could be a game changer.
Yeah. I feel like I would rather go to the Winter Olympics. I probably watch the summer. The other thing is, I'd probably also, if I was going to participate, I think I would also want to participate in the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun.
Again, because like curling, I could do that. Sweep ice, I could do that. I'm not saying I'll do it good, but I could do that. That's one thing I could compete in. You look at the guys competing in that, I'm like, yeah, I can do that. They're like on the side, like with a hot dog and a soda, before they go out and compete. I'm like, yes, that is my kind of sport.
Oh,
that's the training I could get behind.
What's another sport in like the Olympics that it's like, oh yeah, I could do that. Anyone else have any? There's one that
is fishing a sport in the Olympics?
No, I don't think so. There's one that I'm thinking of. I can't remember what it is though. That I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, "This is a sport. Like, this is like an Olympic event." I was like, "Yeah, I could do that."
Was it curling?
I don't think it was a curling though. I don't know. It might have been like handball or like it was something that was like I don't know, just kind of different.
Some of them are random too, like the Winter Olympics, the one where you ski for a while, then get a rifle and shoot a target. How did that come about? Who designed that one? It's cool, but what a weird thing.
It's like this. It sounds like something like from Wipeout or
right?
Like American
Something
Ninja
someone
Warrior.
just came up with randomly.
You're
gonna ski for 20 miles and then shoot a target. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that. So we got summer, winter, summer. Hope likes each for different reasons. Emily says they're both good.
Mm-hmm.
More time to watch in the summer. That's true too.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Summer break.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like, but this time we'll have summer will be next year, and then the very next year will be winter. So we'll have like back to back because of this whole craziness. So I guess that's a plus, maybe. Delayed gratification now, but we'll get 2 years in a row of Olympics then. Something. We almost. I forget what year it was. 2010 was the Vancouver Olympics, and Meg and I were just like newly married for I think 2 or 3 years at the point. So we had like no money at all, and we were still in school and not great jobs. But we were looking like, could we make it to Vancouver? Like, is this how often is it going to be on this side of the country or the world? And we didn't. We talked about it. It would have been cool, Winter Olympics, but we did not. And Ethan earlier brought up a good point about the Weather Channel, how they're like optimistic about it always being hot. I noticed this as well. Like where we came from, it would usually be 90s-ish. And we had like a week or two of 100, but the weather people always were so like excited about it. Like, and now this week, all hundreds. I was always like, why are they so excited? Why do they enjoy that? Like record-breaking heat today, guys. Wow, really? I don't understand. That sounds like a horrible thing to report.
You're right.
But they were excited about it. I guess if you're a weather person, you don't have a lot of things you can do, especially during summer. Like today, it's going to be hot, and sunny. So anytime there's anything different, I guess that's exciting.
Right. Yeah. Like. I mean, and in order to keep your job, you kind of have to be.
Gotta get the ratings.
Yeah, gotta keep people engaged.
Gotta keep people in.
That's why that one guy is like doing all kinds of like dances and stuff like that.
Whatever it takes to keep the people excited.
So I think that I don't know. I don't think that this is what I was thinking about, but now that I see it, I'm just like, oh, this is kind of an interesting one too. Is race walking? It's always been like one of the most interesting have
you actually watched that before?
Yeah,
it is bizarre.
It is intense.
Yeah, and like the whole thing about that, I remember again. This was 2008, I think, and Megan and I, since we were in college, we like just would stay up late watching the Olympics because I think it was in Beijing that year. So whatever was on like during the day there would be the night here. So 10, 11, 12, 1 in the morning. And like at 1 or 2 in the morning, they put on speed walking. Mm-hmm. And I remember like being like kind of half asleep watching this, being like, what is going on? But the whole thing is like they have to always have 1 foot on the ground at a time because running at some point you don't. But they do this weird thing like where they swing their hips.
Oh yeah,
to do it.
I get like the whole. So
it's like the most bizarre.
Like, the whole like technique. One of my friends, like in high school, like we used to like race.
Here he goes.
You just have to like get your hips going. And
it's unnatural. That's what it is. But they go pretty fast.
They're like zooming. There was another.
That was caught on film.
I can't remember what the show was. I mean, it was Kevin Hart. He was doing something like with another person, and they were doing like a bunch of different like activities. I think it was a bunch of like Olympic stuff. Like they would do like they did like ping pong and they did something else I can't remember, but they did like a race walking thing. And it was the funniest thing ever because they raced against like an Olympic race walker and they got
destroyed.
Absolutely blown.
They go fast.
Out of the water, like. And he was just like, talking all kinds of trash, like, oh yeah, it can't be that hard. Like, I don't really, there's no way. And it wasn't even close. Like, it was not even remotely close. It was him. I'm trying to think who the other person was, but his thing is like he's really short, but the other person that he was with was, like tall and had like long strides or whatever. So you would think that he had an advantage. The race walker was like, yeah, she did that. So I think it was Emily who said that.
The champion race walker.
Yeah, let's race.
I gotta hear more about that.
Let's race. I'm down.
Have you actually won a championship?
We're gonna race walk the next time that we meet.
I forget how, but at some point I used that like in a sermon I was doing as an illustration about like how I forget what it was, but basically how bizarre it is. And then at the same time, just one person like actually running would win. So if you want to like win a race, you should just run. What are you doing this weird walking thing for?
Walk and race. Yeah. I don't understand. I'd be interested to know like who came up with
the origins of that. Why. There's got to be a reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like why? Yeah. Exactly. Why would you walk and just not run?
Emily won the avocado toast racing championship. Of course, you would win the avocado toast. Of course, if that's the prize at the end. Emily's got
I
it.
feel like Emily made that up.
She also raised her dad and brother quite a bit. Oh, well, there you go. A whole race walking family. I think some early Olympics, one of the early ones, maybe the first one, tug of war was an event.
Oh yeah,
which I feel like they should bring that back. Yeah. That'd be exciting to watch.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Just a bunch of guys is like pulling rope back and forth.
So actually, the reason why I found that was because I was trying to find out, and I found like a website that says like the strangest events ever in the Olympics. So rope climbing is 1, race walking is 2, tug of war is 3.
What does it say about tug of war?
Swimming obstacle course.
They don't do it anymore.
That's number 4. Tug of war is a traditional Olympics, sometimes sound like an international team building picnic, especially when you consider that tug of war used to be a popular event. 8-man teams had to pull their opponents 6 feet to win or make the most progress within 5 minutes.
5 minutes, that's a long time pulling.
Seriously. But the UK team was made mostly of police officers and were favorites with 2 gold medals and 1 silver while the event was around.
They got to bring that one back. Yeah. Bring back tug of war to the Olympics.
Swimming obstacle course. Super interesting.
Huh. Again, it's like one of those things as a kid you prepare for the Olympics. The ground is lava prepares you for beach volleyball. Obstacle courses prepares you for Olympic obstacle courses.
Swimming obstacle course. Tandem bicycle sprint.
No. That would be hilarious.
Underwater distance swimming.
Okay.
Hot air ballooning.
How's that a sport? No. Olympics. Come on.
Equestrian dressage.
Couch sitting.
Solo synchronized swim.
That's not synchronized. That's just a guy swimming.
Oh, man. And town planning. Yeah, man.
Town planning.
1928 to 1948.
They didn't have much sports back then. They didn't really know. It was like a handful of things. We got to make a new event. Town planning.
Architecture.
Yeah.
That sounds
Who
like
can draw a town the fastest?
Yeah.
Got a little middle in it.
They clearly had a...
See, you guys had no idea you're going to get like a whole Olympic history thing today. I'm just trying to picture how solo synchronized swimming would work. Yeah. Other than just you out in the water twirling around by yourself. Then no one will ever be like, oh, they're off. Because you can never be off because you're not with anyone.
No, it's just,
you mess up. You're like, I planned that. Like,
I mean, they just the name is wrong. It needs to be something else. Like
solo swim dancing.
Yeah, solo swim dancing.
Swim twirling. A lot of twirling.
Yeah.
Swimming.
What's that? What's the floor exercise in gymnastics called?
I think it's called floor exercise.
Yeah, it'd be water exercise.
There you go. Water aerobics. That could be an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
So lots of hopefully when the Olympics actually go on, 2021 is the plan. We can actually do like some kind of viewing party thing in person. Can you guys imagine?
That'd be exciting.
In person, crazy. Yeah. Well, there you go. Seeing Emily John got me thinking, John, that actually today is John Wayne's birthday.
The Duke.
The Duke. Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know what year he was born. Someone look it up. Probably early 1900s, I'm going to guess. 19 something. But I just saw that earlier. So John Wayne was born today. Look at that. Do you guys know who John Wayne is? Because I feel like, I really hope you do. It's important to me that you know who John Wayne is. That guy. Like growing up, my dad had this thing that he wanted me to like watch movies, certain movies and certain music that was not like of the current era, but of previous ones. So a lot of John Wayne movies. Like I watched all Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, Rambo, all those kind of movies. These were like the things my dad was into. And then like music, it was like Beatles, Frank Sinatra, you know, everything from previous times. So that's how I grew up. Paul Shepard does not know who John Wayne is. I need to talk to your father. Outrageous. John Wayne, how do you explain John Wayne? I mean, he was the guy. He was like the guy that was like the guy. He did tons of like war and Western movies. Like Will said, he was called the Duke. He was just like this. He was like the epitome of like American manhood for that chunk of time. He was just John Wayne.
Yeah.
I don't know how you explain.
Yeah, no, I can't even think of someone who I'd begin to compare him to.
It's true
today because
it's kind of like one of those like classic actors too. I'm trying to think of, yeah, like you said, who would today would be like you got a handful that are like, these are the guys that you basically, if they're in the movie that you're going to watch it, like, right. You know, like Tom Hanks, George Clooney, Denzel Washington, a handful of guys that are like I'd watch that. I have no idea what the movie's about, but
right. No matter what, I'd watch it. Yeah. Yeah. I think about like the Bruce Lee of like Western American movies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. he was the guy.
He was the guy.
He was the guy.
Yeah, he was the one. You ever watched Laurel and Hardy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a teacher in 5th grade who he was like, all right, you guys are gonna watch some quality.
this is the good stuff. Yeah. Three Stooges, those kind of things. It's good stuff. It's quality.
Black and white. He had like a projector, like the reels and everything. Like,
oh wow.
He brought it into class, put like their little reels, shot the projector. It was silent. See,
this is the thing too. Like it wasn't. You can't just pull up a YouTube clip back then. If you wanted to show something from another time, like you had to either have it or find it somehow. Yeah. It wasn't as easy.
Be collecting it over time. Yeah, now like literally I just Googled like 90s commercials the other day.
There you go.
Watched,
those were good.
Some commercials from the 90s. Oh, the reason being is because one of my favorite like snacks has returned to 7-Elevens near you called Dunkaroos. Have you read
Dunkaroos? Yeah.
So Dunkaroos, I was at 7-Eleven the other day. I was minding my own business. I was buying, I think it was getting a Gatorade or something.
You bought some Dunkaroos.
And I immediately, I was at the register. I put everything up there. I was getting ready to pay. I saw the Dunkaroos, and I was just like, yoink.
I'll take a case of that.
And I got home, and I was so excited to show my wife, Alexis, and she had no idea what Dunkaroos
were. What?
And I was just like, you're a 90s baby. That's why. We're only born 2 years apart. But
still.
88, 90. But yeah, Dunkaroos, they're just like this delicious snack. It's like a kind of like a graham cracker vanilla cookie with like dunk into frosting. And they had this, the mascot was this like kangaroo who was like from Australia.
As all kangaroos.
Yeah, he did the little like dinkery-doo, like all this stuff. Anyway, that's the reason why I looked up 90s commercials.
I never thought I'd be nostalgia for like the 90s, but then now that it's 20, 30 years ago, it's like, well, now I am. So you guys someday will understand. Right now you're like, oh, we won't be nostalgic for whatever early 2000s, but you will.
Yeah.
Just wait. The shows, the food, all those kind of things. And now we have, I think the reason nostalgia is such a big thing now is because we have the capability to see the things.
Go back.
We have like YouTube, you can watch 90s commercials. Our parents couldn't do that because there was no option.
Yeah.
Although some things too, it's like, I remember as a kid watching like Nick at Night, and it was like I Love Lucy, I Dream of Jeannie. It was like shows from 50s and 60s. So it was like a long time, like 40 years. I guess it's kind of similar. Because like now it's like Friends is on Nick at Night. I'm like, that's not old. But I guess it is.
I would be interested though to even hear, like, is there anything that you guys that you might have like remembered from either being like a little kid that like is no longer a thing? So like either a commercial, maybe like a jingle, maybe a TV show that you were just like, man, like that was like the thing. I know it's only like 7 years ago or something, but still, like if it's something that's like brings back like good memories from when you were a child, I'd be interested if there's anything like that you guys have that you're nostalgic about, even at a young age.
Emily says, like, if a Barbie movie comes on. See, Barbie movies were not things when we were. Barbie was just a toy.
Right.
But now there's like this whole world of movies and things.
Cinematic universe.
She does. Bigger than Marvel, probably.
No doubt.
Nicole says Teletubbies. I remember when Teletubbies came around.
Okay.
That was. It kind of freaked me out, but I remember that.
Yeah. Nicole, I feel like you're too young for Teletubbies. That's a good shout out.
That was a while ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Do they talk? I never watched it. Do they?
Yeah, they did. No, not really. They say their names and like,
That's weird.
They had very limited vocabulary.
Emily says her mom hated Teletubbies, but she loved them.
I thought
Hope says Barney. Now Barney's been around for a while too.
Hey, wow, yeah.
Barney's been like.
No doubt.
I think I was a kid when Barney came out.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Barney was like that thing though. For me, like you weren't cool if you watched Barney. Like I did, but I didn't tell.
We didn't tell.
Of course, that I watched it.
Obviously,
because Barney was like, it was. I think that by the time that I was, really like old enough to watch Barney, like it was already like too corny. So my friends were like, Barney's for
even
babies.
though they probably watched it too.
Yeah, no,
everybody watches it.
Like how do you know it's for babies? You gotta watch it, right?
Again, says the shaped bands were huge. All the girls had them. He bought some too. Oh, Shape of Animals and stuff. I can't remember that.
The what?
The little like stretchy things, and then I think that's what we talked about. And then like when they weren't stretched out, they were like the shape of something.
Oh,
Animal or something.
I got you. Yeah.
Nicole, the original Blue's Clues. Man, that's going back too.
Hey,
I feel like again,
Blue's Clues.
Alyssa Backyardigans. My kids love that.
Oh my goodness, Backyardigans. I love the theme song. I just love the theme song.
A good theme song really goes a long way.
So yeah, that is actually, I don't know. That's probably somehow connected to memory and nostalgia.
I think so.
It's like the song, how it makes you feel, when it comes on. Just like
there's even some music I'll listen to, like from when I was younger, that I don't even really like anymore.
Right.
But it takes me back to like that moment. So I'm like, this song.
Just how it makes you feel.
I hate this song. Just like listen to the whole thing.
just how, like some like, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys,
exactly.
Something like that. Some 98 Degrees. I don't like any of that, but just like hearing it,
just reminds you.
It's like, oh, the 90s.
Puts you right back there. We got 2 votes for Clifford.
Ooh, okay.
Clifford. All right. Emily John thought that Emily Elizabeth and Clifford was named after her. Makes sense. The Bear in the Big Blue House. I don't know that one.
Bear in the Big Blue House. Yeah, that was on Disney. I used to watch Bear in the Big Blue House. Yeah, shout out. I think it was on a Disney like Saturday morning like series.
And there's the thing too. So when we were kids, Disney was like the Disney Channel. Now there's like 18 Disney channels. Very confusing.
Yeah.
The Wiggles. I remember again, barely that coming around. Lazy Town, don't know that one. Dragon Tales, that sounds familiar. Higglytown Heroes, no, I don't know that one. JJ the Jet Plane, yeah. So for me, I don't know, these probably shows, I've mentioned to you guys before, the 90s Spider-Man show was a big one for me. There was like, when I was, I don't know, maybe first or second grade, there was an Aladdin TV show, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I wish that was on Disney Plus because I would watch that again. It's probably better in my head than it actually was, but I remember being like, this is amazing.
Is it not? It might be.
I've checked because my kids, we watched all the Aladdin movies. I was like, guys, there's an Aladdin show too, but I couldn't find it. So maybe it's some rights issue or something. Who knows?
Oh, that's disappointing.
That was a good one. Those are like the big ones.
Hey, Nicole came out with all of the she came out with all of the like original stuff from like our childhood.
Right.
Like her answers were like,
Little Einsteins, Wonder Pets.
Hey, Little Einstein.
Dora the Explorer. JoJo Circus. I don't know that one. So there's like this weird gap from like when I was a kid to now having kids. And everything in between there, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what was around then.
It's tough.
Little Einsteins, yep. Handy Manny. Kids love that one. Dora. Power Rangers. See, Nicole put old Power Rangers again. Amazing.
Yeah, where are you watching?
Because that's the one I watched.
I need to know now.
I watched the original Power Rangers. Thought it was the greatest thing.
Yeah.
Although my parents caught a couple episodes and they did not approve. Of, I don't know, the violence, maybe the, I don't know. Somehow.
I feel like Nicole's like 35 at heart. Just
right.
Like, maybe even 45. I don't know.
That's amazing because these are all like going back.
You're going back.
Going back.
Yeah. Oh man, the original Power Rangers.
The original Power Rangers is the only one worth watching. It's the only one I watched. That's why I say that. Because I know what the other ones were. Yeah. Bob the Builder. So did anyone see? A few of you mentioned Dora. Did anyone see the Dora movie? Like the new one, like the live action with her growing up.
I didn't even know it came out.
It looked funny though because the only thing I saw was like a preview, and it's like Dora now, like as a high schooler, maybe junior higher, but like she's like looking at the camera, like talking to it. But her parents, of course, there's no camera, so they're like, "Why she do that?" Like, like they acknowledge that she does that weird thing when she's like staring at you. But like to them, it's like, "Man, what the heck is she talking about?" So that commercial for it looked pretty funny. Caillou, no, not Caillou. That show drives me nuts for some reason. I don't know what it is, but kids love it. Like my kids will watch it, nieces and nephews will watch it. That's the one. I can't. That one and Peppa Pig. I can't handle them.
Caillou, yeah. And luckily my kids don't watch it. So
yeah.
Oh wait, no. I think that. Yeah. No, I remember now. So yeah, my kids are not allowed to watch Caillou.
I feel like Caillou's a whiner.
Yeah,
you know?
that's exactly why. My wife said that Caillou does not set a good example.
Yeah, we wouldn't let our kids watch it either. Mostly because I can't stand it.
Yeah, she's like, no, he's always like trying to cry and get his way. I've never seen it, so I don't know. This is what my wife said.
Completely summed it up.
She said that our kids can't watch it
Emily said, were you not allowed? Because she said, was anybody else not allowed to watch Caillou? So I take it that she was not allowed to watch it.
Well, yeah, my kids
That's
aren't
the
allowed
thing.
to watch it, so you're not alone. For
She
sure.
couldn't watch Caillou because he would throw fits. Yes. Like, why are they making this a show? Like, kids already do this. We don't need this as a TV show.
Encourage this?
Yeah. Like the ones that are like, come on, kids, get up, let's exercise. Like those are positive ones, but like this, like,
And that's like every episode.
Yeah. No. It's just like that's the world of Caillou.
Yeah.
Yes, that one, man.
What about? I mean, this is probably actually. I don't know how long the show's been on the air. My kids used to watch a lot. Daniel Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Your kids ever watch that?
Mostly Melina, I think. I don't know if the other ones did really.
So like that's kind of like a play on
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which is like a show that was. I think it was probably 80s.
You guys gotta know Mr. Rogers. Right?
I don't know if it
Come
came
on.
out. I don't know if it was
Mr.
like,
Rogers, anyone? Please.
Even it was out by the 90s. I think it might have been like done. Or maybe
he was still
early.
going, and at least like they probably should repeats. I'm guessing.
Yeah, like reruns or something. Yeah. Anyway, Daniel Tiger. That's a.
There we go. They know who
that's a
Mr. Rogers is.
Okay.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood isn't creepy, Emily. Oh my goodness. He's like the nicest guy in the world.
When you're a kid, you don't really think about stuff like that. I think maybe. As
I
you
will
get
say
to
though, I
know,
didn't watch
like,
it as a kid.
You're just like.
So I love Mr. Rogers, but I did not watch it ever. I thought it was just boring because like a good puppet person, you could like, oh, you can almost like lose the fact that you're watching a puppet. But I felt like they were not good at it, and it was like, and so I didn't watch it because of that.
Yeah.
But I respected Mr. Rogers. Alyssa also agreed that Mr. Rogers was creepy.
Oh man.
Derek says Cyber Chase. I don't got that. I don't know. Cyber Chase.
Cyber Chase.
Curious George. Yeah, Curious George is a good one.
Hey, yeah. Curious George is another one who's like, borderline, like
Oh, horrible example.
we
for
can't
children.
watch it. in our
Horrible.
house,
Because it's always like,
Horrible.
do whatever you want and it'll all work out.
Yeah, there's some, there's just. Yeah, we there's some shows that we can't watch in our
Yeah,
house.
definitely
Curious
questionable.
George.
It's always like the man in the yellow hat saying something and George doing whatever he wants anyways. And in the end, everything's happy.
Everything always works out,
Even better than it would have.
And George always, he has good intentions. He's not like malicious, but George is just he's a little too curious for my
And the fact that sometimes after that I have to tell my kids, like, well, it's because George is a monkey and you're a child.
Right.
That's why you can't do these things.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
like, wait a minute, I shouldn't have to be saying this. Sid the Science Kid, I kind of remember that one. Strawberry Shortcake. Now, Strawberry Shortcake actually was like 80s originally because my sister loved that show. And then it came back around.
Hey,
thing
Winnie
comes
the
back.
Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh's been around for a minute. That guy's got some sustainability.
Yeah, no doubt. He's still putting out movies.
That's right. He's still going. He looks great for his age, too.
The 100-acre woods has become 200 acres. His
Thomas the Train.
lot is expanding.
All kinds of.
Thomas and my sons watch that too.
So you guys just wait until like 10 more years and these things come on at whatever version of Disney Plus or whatever's in the future.
See, so I would have thought though, so like, I don't know, maybe you guys weren't allowed to watch these shows as a kid because you were still too young to watch them. But I would have thought like SpongeBob and
Oh, yeah.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, yeah,
and
those ones.
like, some of those would have been like, but maybe, I don't know, maybe they're actually too old, but not old enough.
Right in that little window.
Yeah, that little
Missed it
window
by a few
where,
years.
you miss. But I feel like there's a lot of like shows that came out like when we were, older that were like, oh, these are like kind of cool kid shows. Like I would watch it if I was a kid. So yeah.
Hope is not allowed to watch SpongeBob. There's a lot. I've never watched it a lot because it was, again, a little bit after I was a kid. But I've heard a lot
Makes
of like
sense.
parents that have said that they didn't want their kids to watch it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not sure what the content here is, but I've heard that actually quite a bit for some reason. Interesting. Yeah, see, Emily was also not allowed to watch SpongeBob. So there's two right there. And I've known a lot of kids, like having like youth groups and stuff, they're like, oh, we couldn't watch SpongeBob.
Makes
I
sense.
was like, what is that sponge doing? What's going on in that show?
Makes sense.
There's always a few though. Like even when I was a kid, I can't remember what they are now, but there was like a handful of cartoons that I don't think were actually for kids, but they were like on. And I remember my parents being like, "No, you can't watch that."
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what they are now, but there were some that were like that.
Yeah.
That were there, but we were told not to watch them because they were not child appropriate, even though they're cartoons.
Yeah.
On a cartoon channel, it happens. So here's the other thing too. Like for you guys, you have the shows you watch, but they're still around. You can still watch them on Netflix, Disney Plus, streaming. For us, they're coming back. So that's part of the nostalgia. So I don't know, maybe it will be different by the time you guys are older. Because it's like a big deal that now we can. Like I could not watch that 90s Spider-Man until now.
Right, yeah.
So that's why I was like so excited about it. If it was always around, I'd probably be like, whatever.
Yeah.
I probably still would have shown my kids, maybe, I don't know.
Probably not.
But it was a bigger deal that it came back around.
Yeah, no doubt. Like
Everything's crazy.
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
For me.
That was a fantastic.
Yeah, I showed my kids that show. They love it.
Yes,
they're like, they're enamored with they're like, Dad, can we watch Darkwing Duck?
Remember that one, Tailspin? Remember Tailspin?
Oh, Tailspin, absolutely. I watched both of those on Disney Plus
exactly
when it came out.
Those are great.
Darkwing Duck, we have to limit their Darkwing Duck because he, is fighting crime and stuff like that. So I don't want them practicing on each other, which they like to do.
Right, makes sense.
Which their mom doesn't like them to do. But Dad,
DuckTales, Derek, thank you.
Way more lax on that. But yeah, no, those two shows, both of those. DuckTales. I was thinking Tailspin, but DuckTales too.
Yeah, Tailspin's a good one.
Darkwing Duck and Tailspin. Those two shows. I used to have the you guys again. Sorry, I don't know the struggle. I used to have the Tailspin cassettes, and I could put them in my little Walkman and listen to the Tailspin stories on cassette. Inside my Walkman. I remember that the Tailspin and I think as I got a little bit older, I used to have they were it was kind of like a show on tape, like a book on tape. On tape. I don't know. Anyway, I used to listen to those in car rides and stuff like that.
See, this is basically turned into, instead of Morning Sip with Will and Michael, it's like Morning Sip with two old guys reminiscing.
Let's stroll back down memory lane.
Remember when TVs weren't flat? You guys probably don't.
Anybody have a box TV in their house?
Man, we had those for days,
anyone have
years
a box
and years
TV?
and years. And the thing is, too, about them, we had one in our house. TVs didn't really start all of a sudden advancing for a while because we had one from when my parents were without kids, and then when I was a kid, it was still around. It's still
it went from 0 to 100.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's boom, all this new stuff all the time.
Flat. Yeah, it's kind of wild to see.
Oh, here we go. They're bringing some Full House. That's going back. Now, do you mean the original? Or are you talking
Fuller
House? Fuller House. Andy Griffith Show, nice, Derek. That's a classic.
Derek, are you Googling stuff or what?
I feel like the gardeners are
Andy,
looking up
Andy Griffith
things
show?
from a long time ago.
Okay, so I used to go. The only time that I ever watched the Andy Griffith Show, and I actually liked it though, was when I went to my grandma's house. I used to watch my grandma. There was a channel. I don't remember what the channel was. But my grandma would pretty much only watch this channel, and it was old westerns. It was old black and white. Murder, She Wrote. The Andy Griffith Show.
Forgot about Andy Griffith. Leave It to Beaver. Who mentioned Leave It to Beaver? Hope. That's a good one too. Remember that one?
Yeah. So
I like those shows still. I kind of want to go back. I don't know if they're on anything right now. If there's anything to watch them on, but those are great.
Andy Griffith Show.
And you can watch with the whole family.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything questionable. Of can I watch this? Is this okay? I Love Lucy. All those kind of just good shows. Yeah. Lassie, there you go.
Never watched Lassie.
I watched a few of them. I remember I didn't trust the fact that a dog could because my dog was pretty stupid growing up, really stupid. So I was like, nah. And it was the same kind of dog. We had a collie. I was like, there's no way. My dog would not.
That dog is either an alien or this.
Unbelievable. But then I would watch Mr. Ed. You see that one? Talking Horse. That one I was fine with. I was okay with the logic of that. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Ed talked though. Lassie just barked, and people understood that. She was telepathically communicating. Lassie was a girl, right?
I think it was a girl. Okay. See, it wasn't. Yeah, sorry. It's not even that the dog was that smart. So everyone knew. What do you mean Timmy's in a well?
Yeah.
And they just knew.
It's no, my disbelief is not.
Yes, I cannot go that far. Even as a 6-year-old, I'm I don't think so. You can't understand a dog. The dog barks at everything. Yeah, that didn't work. Swiss Family Robinson. Yes, that was a great movie. It's on Disney Plus. You gotta check it out. It's old, but it's cool. Stranded, probably 60s maybe, maybe 70s. Okay. Stranded on an island, and this family has to survive on the island. The Tarzan treehouse at Disneyland used to be, when I was a kid, it was a Swiss Family Robinson treehouse. And I remember when they changed it over, I was part of my childhood died. I was it's not Tarzan's treehouse. No. I was what is happening? Gilligan's Island? Yes. Fantastic.
Old Yeller, that's just sad.
Princess, yeah, I've never seen that one. It's too sad. Brady Bunch. Look at you guys. I'm so proud. Man, these are the real Princess Bride.
Hey, Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island. That one too was always like, why can't they get off the island? I don't understand. And why, if they're on a 3-hour tour, do they have suitcases full of clothes? That's the thing.
3 hours,
right?
It's only 3 hours.
Like I've been on a few-hour boat ride. I didn't bring anything.
Anything?
Yeah,
like literally nothing. Like my camera.
Yeah, here I go. Like, that was it.
Exactly.
Would have been a whole different experience.
My camera. That's it. Yeah. So
there's a little trip down nostalgia lane. What about you guys? You got any questions for us? We've done like a Q&A in reverse today, asking you guys questions.
Yeah.
Anything you want to ask us? Wait, Gant says it's a movie. What movie? The Brady Bunch movie? Is that what you're talking about? Because that doesn't count. That was not real. Brady Bunch show is the real Brady Bunch. The movie was like a critique or satire of the Brady Bunch. I feel like. Charlie the Lonesome Cougar. I don't know, man. Now you guys are going like even deeper than I even know.
I think that they're having a conversation that we're not part of with each other.
That works. Listen to Robinson though. That's a good one. I got my kids to watch like part of it, and they were interested, but then we stopped for some reason. That's the other problem too. Now it used to be like you would rent a movie and bring it home and you'd watch it because you just paid for it and you have to return it. Now because everything's like on streaming, we'll start something like, oh, we'll watch the rest later and totally forget. And then we watch something else and totally forget. It's changed so much of how we do things.
So much.
In so many ways.
Yeah. Like even and I can't stand even mentioning this because I'm actually usually a super like tight person when it comes to like spending money. But even like Netflix, you go and like you rent a movie from Netflix. The fee for not returning it the next day is just it's like $1, whatever.
You mean
$70.
Redbox. I was like, well, you don't rent from Netflix.
Not anymore.
It's true.
Yeah, Redbox. The fee for renting is like $1.70, something like that.
Mm.
And then like if you keep it another day, it's just like another $1.70. Like,
right.
Blockbuster, you rented it for like 3 days or 7 days or whatever, and the fee for like not returning
$100. What just happened?
A paycheck, so there's no way that I'm not returning this. Like if you kept a Blockbuster movie,
oh man,
you had to be rich. Like
yeah.
that was like the equivalent of whether or not your family.
I remember like fast forwarding through the middle of the movie one time. Like we gotta return this in like an hour. We're taking it back, so let's finish this movie. Let's get it done. Everything in the middle doesn't count. Just watch it fast.
Just get to the end.
Get to the end of it.
Yeah, we'll talk. At least I need to know what happens at the end. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know how long Redbox is going to stay around. That's Gannon asks. It's probably doing great right now because it's the only way to watch a movie. But with everything online, although the price is really what's nice.
Yeah, the price is. If they can continue, I think that the streaming services have definitely challenged and like bit into their market share a little bit. Because I mean, when your prices are low, it's because you're probably controlling a significant portion of the market, right? So you can afford to keep your prices low. But like when people bite into that share, then like your prices go up a little bit, and that's one of the things that that's one of the reasons why they've been so successful, is because they've been able to keep their prices down. It's super convenient, like all these things.
I don't get why like Redbox though could be like $1, $2, and then if you want to rent one and stream it, it's like $5.
It's like $5.
You gotta find like a little middle ground there. Yeah, I kind of want to do that.
Yeah, no, that's the other thing. Like if they could continue to keep their prices lower than their competitors, then
that's true.
That's
what they got going for them.
There is a little bit of an advantage, for sure. But again, with Disney moving, from creating their own streaming service,
and then like putting movies straight on Disney Plus. And stuff.
None of their movies are going to be in Redbox anymore. So that's a huge portion.
Disruption.
So I don't know. They've got to evolve and change,
which actually Will and I were talking about this I think last week about like when disruption happens, and obviously we're all facing a pretty big disruption right now with what's going on. But just reading and like kind of looking at past things, there's always been disruption. Like the printing press was a disruption. The internet was a disruption. At one point, the post office was a disruption. All these things were disruptions. And then people leaned into it or not. And even I think, I just saw here again, and even mentioned the Blockbuster almost bought Netflix. So disruption, Netflix. They had the chance to buy Netflix, and then they didn't want to. Like, we're fine.
Yeah. And
then later on, they're like, oops, who's going to want to rent things in the mail? People want to come to our store. No one wants to go to the store. And the same thing with, we talked about another one, what was it? Kodak. Yeah, they had the chance. They actually had a patent for a digital camera that I can't remember if they bought it. It was one of their people that worked for them or something. But they took that patent, just like shelved it, and like, we'll keep making film.
Yeah, people are always gonna want film.
And then boom, that didn't work out. So
Did not.
Right now we're facing a disruption, but what can we actually get out of it? What can we glean from this disruption? I don't know. Probably something. Something. Yeah. There we go. Think about it. Food for thought.
So anyway, though, questions for us today. If you guys have any, we would love to answer some.
I had a couple that were texted throughout the week.
Oh, cool.
Let's see. Someone asked me. I don't know what I even wrote down here. Oh, my favorite childhood movie. I kind of on the subject, actually. Favorite childhood movie. And I didn't think of an answer because I just wrote it down real quickly.
It's the first one that comes to mind. Go.
Well, because we were already talking about it, and because I just watched with my kids. Did you see the DuckTale movie?
Oh.
It's on Disney Plus also. So I was really excited about that because I was like, I remember as a kid going to the movie store, renting like the big plasticky case that Disney movies used to come in, like the VHS cassettes, and bringing it home and watching them. So I remember that one pretty good. But actually my favorite overall kid movie is like Aladdin. That was the big one for me. The big Disney movie. Because I saw that one in theaters.
So mine is not it's actually not even a kid appropriate movie, but somehow
even better.
Yeah, I watched it so much. So we used to have the VHS cassette tapes that you would put into the VCR, and then you had to rewind it after it got to the end to go back. And so over time, just with normal wear and tear, eventually rewinding it so many times will mess up the movie. I didn't know this, but my cousin and I watched Forrest Gump so many times as a kid that it eventually stopped working. It would just show the white screen of death when you put it into the VCR. So yeah, Forrest Gump was a movie that I could quote backwards and forwards as a kid. I still have no idea really why I liked that movie so much.
One of those ones you just watch over and over, and
yeah, I have no idea. Yeah.
It's almost the more you watch, it's one of those movies too that if it was ever on TV, I would, whatever it was in the movie, I'd start watching it.
You would start, because you would know exactly what's going on. It's just, I don't know. I again, as a kid, as an adult, I can appreciate the movie because all of the different cinematic nuances and messages that they were getting across with the war in Vietnam and all these different things, right? And the struggle of someone who has a mental what's the word I'm looking for? Deficiency as a kid who's goes through all these how he's able to overcome all of those obstacles and challenges that he's been told his entire life that he wouldn't be able to get to, and he does all of these things that you wouldn't
historical
imagine.
things.
Yeah,
and as a kid I didn't understand all the context of all these major historical events that he was involved in.
Right,
he was the thread through them all.
And inside of each one of those things, as a kid it wouldn't have made any sense. I mean, as an adult I could appreciate it, but as a kid it didn't make any sense. So I don't know why I appreciated it so
one of those
much.
Things.
Yeah. So anyway, it was cool.
We got a question here. So would you rather go to space or the bottom of the ocean? I would just say space. I have no desire to go
to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, because I feel they're probably both horrible ways to die. But either way, you run out of air, I guess. But I don't want to drown. I'd rather be in space. And I think too, space is exploration, but the ocean is too. They're exploring the bottom of the ocean. They're exploring that. But I feel I don't know. I feel we've been there, maybe, but we went in space. I don't know why. I just want to say space.
I'm gonna go with the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
I think so because because there are parts of the there's still parts of the ocean, as far as I understand, that it's literally not. We don't have technology to be able to get to because of I think it's the pressure and combined with the lack of visibility and light. So those two things combined, there's parts of the ocean that are not discovered yet. And so I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see what's down there in some of those places. But I don't know, the movie the Megalodon or whatever. The last shark movie that came out. That was based on the fact that there's still a part of the ocean that's undiscovered or whatever, and the Megalodon was underneath it. There was something that was keeping it down there and from getting up here. But then when they went down there, created a pocket.
There you go.
It's kind of interesting concept for a movie. I have no idea if there's anything down there, but I think it'd be cool.
But there could be.
There could be. I think it'd be cool to see. I don't know if
there's
I
more
want to
likely
go because
undiscovered
of the
life
Magna
there
Guard.
than there's undiscovered life we're gonna find in space.
Yeah,
so it's like that makes
that's true. I think. I mean, just I don't know from I don't know if that is true, but I feel like that's true.
Yeah. And I even like you've seen like exploration things where they can't even take like actual people in the submarines, but like the little submersibles with cameras, and they go and it looks like crazy down there.
Yeah. Like even the places that we can go.
That we can see, yeah. But I think the space part would depend too. Am I just going into space, like just up into orbit and back down?
Are you going somewhere specific?
Am I going to the moon? It'd be kind of cool, but I don't want to go to Mars. It takes like 3 months to get there. I don't want to do that because I think I would just not want to be in a tight container for.
Yeah, like you're just like maybe you're just like exploring. Like I feel like that's so true.
That's
I feel like
frame.
Going to the bottom of the ocean, like we don't know exactly where we're going, but we know that it's not going to take that long to get back up to the surface.
True.
We're just going for
you go down, you come
back
up.
Specific time frame. Yeah, exactly. That's it. You go into space, you have no idea when you're coming back.
That's a good point.
It's like
That's fair.
leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. Like
that is a good
it's like
point.
we're just going out. We're just like going.
What happens?
We're just going out. Okay. It's not like going for like a little walk.
But then like even people like on the International Space Station, they're up there for a long time.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that either.
Months and months and months and months at a time.
I mean, could you imagine being like stuck in one place for like a couple months at a time? Like you can't even go out like to restaurants. You can't go see friends. I mean, that would be crazy. Could you ever imagine something like that?
I just like mentally, I think that like I get the same feeling with like people who are on like ships for a long period of time.
True.
Like
or in quarantine.
You can't. You just can't like get out and leave. You
True.
Just can't like.
That's why I could not live in a place like Hawaii. Beautiful. We have friends who live there, but just like the idea that I could, if I wanted to, just like drive somewhere. I could just drive across the country if I wanted to. I never will probably, but I could.
Never, but you could.
But like in Hawaii, you can't. You can just drive around Hawaii.
Drive around the island.
Like it's still paradise. I get that, but no, I want the option.
Yeah.
And also like even the idea of like a landlocked state kind of freaks me out. Do I want to live in Kansas? I'm like, but I'm not by the ocean. If I want to get in the water, I can't. Not that I am right now. But
yeah, no, that's why for sure. I love California. You can get the ocean, the beach. Some places you can experience snow. You kind of
got it all right here. Kansas, more people have been to space than the ocean floor. That blows my mind a little bit.
That makes sense.
That's
though.
crazy, yeah. I believe that we went to the moon. Alyssa wants to know. That's a boy. We're gonna get into conspiracy theories right now. I honestly do. I do because I don't know. I figure that many people involved in a conspiracy at some point, at least one guy's gonna be like, "And we didn't do it." That's my theory on it.
Yeah, I believe that we do too, only because I think it takes too much energy and effort not to believe that we did. That I just don't. That I'm also not that concerned about. Like it's just like if we didn't, how much different is my life impacted or affected by the fact that we didn't go? And it's like it's not very much. So I just believe that we did. I also think that it's 2020. Like we would probably know if we didn't.
That's the thing, because like
there's somebody who would have done enough. Like
doing the conspiracy then.
Right.
Like, well, maybe the whole Russia space age thing. But now, why would they keep it going? To what end? They could just be like, oh, those guys in the 50s faked it. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And my life would keep going on the same. But no, I think, it's like the whole, I've gotten into discussions with people who actually believe, I don't know if any of you do, hopefully not, the whole flat earth thing. And I've been like, the same thing, like, but to what end? They're like, it's like a government conspiracy. It's this and that. I'm like, but why? Like, if we today found out the earth was actually flat, we'd be like, oh, that's weird. But, like, why would they keep that a secret? And what you have to, like Will said, like, what you have to go through to believe to keep that. Like, the windows on airplanes, they put a curvature in them, so when you look down, you see the curve of the earth. And this, I'm like, why? So every airplane manufacturer's in on it. Every person that installs a window in an airplane's in on it. It's a massive conspiracy. Yeah. To what end? Like, so
what's the point?
Yeah, that's where I'm at with that one.
That's a great question, though.
And then Gannon says it takes 4 years to travel from Earth to Mars with today's technology. I don't know, Gannon. I don't know if I believe that one.
4 years?
4 years? I thought it said like 3 months or something.
When I saw Gannon play the piano, I was just like, that kid can do no wrong. So
I'm gonna trust but verify that one.
I don't think that. I think the Gannon's right with whatever he says. I would definitely I would take his word for that.
All right, let's do one more. What's the weirdest urge you had during quarantine? Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. I noticed,
Weirdest.
it's funny thing, like, what's weird? Like, normal urges of, like, I want to not be in quarantine.
Right.
That one makes sense. I will say, okay, this probably isn't weirdest, but this is kind of what comes to my head. Like, normally I wouldn't want to go, like, grocery shopping or do those kind of things. But now it's like, that kind of sounds fun.
Yeah, let's get
Go to the store and up and down the aisles. Yeah, that doesn't sound so bad. Like, even like we went to Costco, and I was like, this is so fun. This is amazing.
This is amazing.
And normally I would not. I usually don't think that with shopping. That's as close as I can get to a weird urge.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling with that one quite a bit.
It's kind of one of those. I think we all have a lot of the same things. Like, again, we all want to be done. We all want some amount of normalcy, all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I would say even just, I guess it's like the things that become normal. So even just like the urge to see other people, that was never a thing before because it just happened. It's just like, well, of course I'm going to see other people.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that like even like the challenges that we feel or that like are associated with dealing with people are like things that you miss, like, so the hard, conversations that you have to have, or, the difficult questions that you have to answer, like sometimes those are things that you probably wouldn't look forward to necessarily, but right now, like, those are definitely things that I'd be looking forward to because I just miss seeing people in general. So I'd be willing to risk, some of those challenging situations and difficult things that you wouldn't normally look forward to because, I would go for anything right now.
It's true. Like I mentioned several times too, that I don't like being in the car for an extended period of time. Man, I would love to go like somewhere that we had like, we can go to this national park or go to Disneyland or go visit family or whatever. I would happily spend like 4 hours in the car to do that and be like excited about it rather than like, 4-hour car ride. Oh no. So I think those kind of things that like flips things on their head a little bit.
Yeah. So weird.
Here we go. Okay. So Google says 150 to 300 days to get to Mars. Emily, Derek, and Gannon all have verified that.
150 to 300 days.
So we're talking like 4-ish months. Maybe Gannon, you got 4 years if you just like coasted Mars.
Just chilling.
And
then you get there and then like you just relax.
And then turn around.
Maybe come back.
They've actually talked about that. Like the first ones to go to Mars won't be like a landing trip. They'll just go and come back. Like that would be the most disappointing thing in the world. It's like what we did at the moon. They went to the moon, circled it, and came back the first few times. But that would not, no. So you're talking like 6 months to go like, hey, there it is. Come back. It'd be like driving to Disneyland and being like, oh, that was fun.
That's cool.
Pull through, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. So again, probably 4 months, not years. There you go. Yeah. And Emily says, our lives are boring and grocery shopping is the most fun thing. Exactly. That's where it's at now.
It's exciting.
When I was like thrilled at the idea of doing that. That's where we're at.
I still am not a fan.
Yeah, I still want to say that I like would like enjoy it, but it was something. That's what it was. It was something different.
Something different.
It was something different because everything has become such the same routine, Groundhog Day scenario. That like even just, I don't like waiting in the line to get into Costco. I wasn't happy about that, and I didn't like wearing a mask because that was hot. And I was like, gotta get this off. So those kind of things. But it's the fact that I was somewhere different after months of not being somewhere different. That was exciting. I think that's probably the main thing.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there we go, guys.
I'm probably with Alyssa that I just miss volleyball a lot right now. That's what I've got the urge to do. Luckily, she's getting out and playing. That's nice.
See?
I am not. I even know that like some of my players are, but like I can't be there because nothing has officially like opened up for us yet. So
it's not
like
waiting for the official part.
They're going to play, and like
I want to play.
I can't even watch. Like I'm just like, oh okay, have fun.
Can I not be official?
Yeah, exactly. That's. We're even working on like some unofficial things right now, with like trying to do. But yeah, I think that's. It's not weird. It's just like again, like that's just a normal urge that I think everybody's feeling, like getting back to whatever their thing that they're missing the most is.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those things.
And we're going to have good stories. At some point, a few months, whatever it is, when we look back at all this. And then even into the future years, you'll tell friends, you'll tell kids. You might be on a morning sip show talking about, like, remember 2020 when we couldn't do anything? That was crazy.
Man, this is good. I mean, honestly, this is going to be, it's going to be kind of cool for you all because you're going to be shaped in ways from this that you never would have been had you not gone through it. And you're not going to see exactly what that looks like or how it's even beneficial or advantageous to you until, you get
down the line.
10, 15, years down the road. Just like, oh, wow, like I can't believe that, that prepared me for this, But yeah, you have to go through some of those like weird, difficult, challenging, trying situations in order to become who you are supposed to be. So who you are to be, you are now becoming.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about. And God already knew that too, which is amazing too.
Right.
That this was going to factor into who you were going to be. It's crazy. I can't remember who said it. It's one of the students at some point, but I can't remember exact wording even. But anyway, said to me essentially, like, it's one of the things from all this is just seeing like kind of where priorities and stuff are, what we prioritize, what we think is important, all that kind of stuff. But what the thing they had said is like, well, I guess being too busy wasn't the reason I wasn't reading my Bible and praying more. I was like, dang, like that's boom, yeah, like that's good. I think we could all say that, like,
drop,
because we're all definitely less busy. But it's like,
drop.
I guess that wasn't the only reason.
Who said that? I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to quote them.
Whoever it was, remind me.
I want to write a book
because that was good. That was a good one. That's going to be one of the things out of all this. It's like, wow, that's so true. And I've heard other people say the same thing too. Like, oh, I guess the reason my family wasn't eating dinner together wasn't just because we were busy. Little things like that. It's like, oh yeah, it gave us a chance to look at things from a different view and be like, oh, I guess maybe there's a different reason for this. So there can be good. I'm not saying the whole thing's good, obviously, but there can be. Yeah. And that's another episode. Morning Sip. Episode 10.
Episode 10.
Crazy, guys.
Yeah.
Once again, thanks for talking. Thanks for hanging out. We had fun chatting with you guys. And, enjoy whatever you have left in your mug and the rest of your day. The rest of your week, mine's empty, so I got nothing left. But he's got more. He does a better job partitioning it out than I do. But we'll see you guys next time. So long.
I guess.
Adios.